Arsenal. You do not fail to make our lives more difficult than it needs to be. I mean, come on. Arsenal lose to Bournemouth 2-1 at home in a game that most Arsenal fans will tell you had to be a must win game. And we didn't get it done. And not only did we not get it done, it was as poor of an overall performance as you can imagine. Bournemouth, who we know coming in on a long unbeaten run, I think the longest in the Premier League at the moment. They were game. We knew there would be game. We knew this game would be difficult. Every Arsenal fan knew it would be tough, but it was a game that we had to win, knowing that our next Premier League game was at the Etihad, and we didn't show up. From the moment you see the starting lineup, you have your concerns. A number of industries in the team. Odegaard, injured in the sporting game, can't show up, can't be on the bench. That's the captain. The vice captain, Saka, still injured. Must be a serious injury if he can't even make the bench. You've got Calafiori who's injured. Hincampe who's injured. You've got injuries across the team. And yeah, again, you're putting out a lineup that if you asked any Arsenal fan, is this a lineup that's going to win you a game? It won't. You've got Noni, you've got Gyökeres, you've got Martinelli, you've got Havertz as your attacking four. That's not going to get the job done. That is not going to get the job done. We've seen it before, especially the front three. We've seen it time and time again. The matching of profiles just does not work. I would always say you need a creator and you need a runner. And playing your two runners with, or probably playing your three runners, because Gyökeres is a runner. He's not somebody who's going to link the play as well as he should. He's not going to operate as best as he probably can with those two as wingers. And it's just, you look at it from a manager's perspective, Mikel got it all wrong. He got it all wrong. It's a game where you need to potentially not look at what happened at Sporting, and that might be the reason with the injuries to play Martinelli and Kai Havertz in that 10 position that has never really worked at all. You don't get the best out of Kai there. He's in this team, in this system, he's a striker, or he probably doesn't play. And him trying to work with Gyökeres is very, very hit and miss. Very hit and miss. But yeah, coming into the game, major concerns in the starting lineup, how we were setting up. Potentially you go with a Noni, potentially you run out Eze for the first 45 to 55, 60 minutes, get what you can out of him, but start with a team that can really be on the forefront. Yeah, I mean, from minute one, Arsenal weren't at the races. Very, very limited in their approach going forward. Created little to nothing throughout the whole game. Bournemouth were applying pressure. Pressuring Arsenal. Arsenal couldn't find their passes. First half, when they were hitting it long, Kai Havertz was winning it sometimes, but it was coming back in the second half once we took him off and we made 3 subs to bring on Trossard, to bring on Dalman, to bring on Eze. We kept pumping the ball up top because we could not play through our defence and play the ball up top. We looked like we were found out. We looked like we were found out once again. The same way that City found us out was the same way that Bournemouth found us out. Potentially the same way that Southampton found us out. It seems to be a consistent theme that if you stop Arsenal from playing through the back, then you stop them completely. And that's a problem. That is a massive problem. When you're playing with players who aren't able to progress the ball, I'm looking at Zubimendi. I don't know what was going on. A forward pass seems to be out of his reach. He lost the ball for the second goal. I mean, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'll be honest with you. I am all over the place because the performance was all over the place. We were not good at all. Not good at all. Bournemouth's first goal comes from a mistake from Arsenal. Noni not tracking his runner. Ben White in no man's land. And a deflected cross lands at the far post for Krupi to put in the back of the net. You look at the Emirates, fans weren't there. I mean, from minute one, the energy wasn't there. And the players didn't do much to actually improve the energy. We heard the manager saying, we need you, XYZ. We've heard this message before from Mikel Arteta. We need you, blah, blah, blah. We need you to actually show up and do something. Like putting the onus on the fans to come and show energy. Of course you want that. Of course you need that. But you're not always going to get it from the fans. You're not always going to get what you say you might need from the fans. You have to show up and bring that energy. And the fans will follow, not vice versa. Especially not here. Just being frank. You're not always going to get that. And that goal, putting Arsenal 1-0 down, just summed up kind of our performance. It was lackluster. We weren't able to show a cutting edge. The best we were able to do was win a couple of free kicks. A number of counters that we tried to do, passes weren't accurate. The passes that were accurate, wingers couldn't beat their fullbacks. Just poor. Arsenal were able to get a penalty from a handball from Ryan Christie. Gyökeres put the ball into the back of the net. That was his best contribution in the whole game. 1-1, you're thinking Arsenal are going to push on. What can they do in the second half? Not much. The performance was lackluster. And I mentioned those 3 subs made in the 53rd minute. Mikel obviously didn't see what he wanted to see starting off the game. I think that shows a little bit of a manager who's under pressure, who knows he potentially put out the wrong team to start the game. And the 3 subs didn't do much. Didn't really do much at all. You're looking at Max, who's what, a 16-year-old. You're looking at Trossard, who hasn't done anything in 2026 after a hot start to start the season. You're looking at Eze, who's coming back from an injury and was hot before he came, and he had a little bit of a spark when he came on, but nothing to actually move the team or drive the team. Yeah, I mean, not good enough. And then for the goal that Arsenal concede, Zubimendi loses the ball, doesn't track the runner. Alex Scott into the back of the net, 2-1 up. And Arsenal looked cooked, and we had a chance at the end of the game. Gabriel Jesus missing a chance that he should put in the back of the net. Victor Gyökeres missing a chance that he should put into the back of the net. But yeah, seems like the same old story time and time again. How many times can Arsenal fans continue to go through this? How many times can the team continue to go through this? How many times can the manager continue to go through this? I mean, April again, and it seems like Arsenal are faltering. You look at the table right now, it's what, a 9-point gap. City have 2 games in hand. Still, Arsenal have to play them at the Etihad. You're looking at something that could be decided by goal difference. For a team who have had plenty of opportunities to end the title race, I could list them off: Liverpool, Forest, Man United. Today, Bournemouth. Tough game, yes. But to lose it at home, not good enough. Not good enough at all. And now you're relying on City to drop points or another team to step up. And it could happen, but it's not convincing. It's not in the way that Arsenal should be winning this trophy. And it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. But to make it harder for yourself than it needs to be, yeah, it's a problem. And the pressure is going to be applied from the media. The pressure is going to be applied from the fans. And it's deserved. It's deserved. Inexcusable performance from start to finish. A team that didn't look like they had any way of creating or attacking. They looked like they had no way of progressing the ball. And it seems like they've been summed up. It seems like the energy isn't there. The Sporting game probably played into their hands because they are away from home. They knew they had to do a job. Sporting were peppering Arsenal as well. So it's nothing new. No one's going to be saying Arsenal have been performing well for a while now. They haven't been. We've been getting by. Worrying. Concerning. And I don't know how Mikel turns this around. You look at the remaining fixtures that Arsenal have in the Premier League, you're concerned. And now as an Arsenal fan, you're probably hoping that Chelsea can do something. Maybe City can drop some points as well, so it remains as it was. But yeah, the pressure is on and City will be up for it. They've seen it from Arsenal before, not once, not twice, but this could be a third time. And this isn't something that you recover from if you do it again. This isn't something that you recover from if Arsenal bottle. I'm going to use the word bottle because Arsenal fans don't like to hear it. The team don't like to hear it. But that is what this will be. And this one will be the worst. This one will be the worst because you think you've learnt your lesson. You essentially have been crowned, the champions elect. And to be in a position like this, to where you could falter and fall to a City team who are on the up and up, yeah, you don't want to be there as an Arsenal fan. All this parade talk, all this double talk, which I said for minimum for me, a double was what I expected from Arsenal in the position that we're in. You might end up with absolutely nothing. Again, I'm smiling because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to say it now. If Arsenal end up winning nothing this season, Mikel Arteta has to go. A number of these players have to go. This era of Arsenal, while being an advancement of where we were previously, can't get the job done. And if that can't get the job done, then what are we playing for? This isn't a club that wants to be bridesmaids. We want to be the bride. You want to win. And if we're not going to win, and you've had ample opportunity to win, and you've shown, you could win, as hard as it is for me to say, we've potentially got to move on. That's it. I mean, yeah, hard one to take. But I continue to say I'm not surprised. The performances have been on show. And you look at the dynamic of the decisions that a manager has to make. I could tell you from the game starting, this wasn't it. It was not it. And it's not only the player selection, because it's very easy just to talk about player selection, even though it plays a massive part. The way we progress the ball, the way we move the ball is less than desirable. The way we are able to actually string attacks and passes together is less than desirable. The pressure that teams can apply on us to stop us from playing is less than desirable. Yeah, there's so many points I could talk about. Players who can hold their heads up high. Miles Lewis Skelly, I mean, second start in the season. So for me, he performed adequately. He didn't put much of a step wrong in his position. Declan Rice to a degree, but again, we talk about a leader's performances halfway there, halfway there. Could have driven with the ball a bit more, could have shot a bit more, but again, from everyone else on the pitch, he was probably the best player. And the performances were that bad that it's hard to pick out anybody who did a good job. Anybody who's angry after this performance, can't blame them. I don't know how Mikel can actually pick up his team and get them to go again, because they're going to have to go again. Sporting midweek, Etihad on the weekend. I mean, your work is cut out. And if you lose at the Etihad, it's going to get dangerous. It is going to get dangerous. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, what you think. I mean, yeah, this is Arsenal at the moment, and it's going to be a very, very interesting next couple of weeks to see what happens, what unfolds. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.